And even though they won't prevent this disgusting sludge going in between your toes, man, they're gonna look really good. And they're gonna show your solidarity, man, against big industries on Hermit Island, man. And also, we really kind of need the help, man. We ran out of gas and we don't have any change or anything, man. If you guys got any loose change or anything like that, man, that would be really helpful, man. We don't got a lot of food left and stuff, man. We need a bit of gas. But the sandals are really awesome, man. And big industries has got to go down, man. No more sludge. No more sludge.
Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the RENBOB'S. This is ReNDoG coming at you in another Minecraft episode from the Hermitcraft server. We're kicking things off today, my friends, from a newly pimped out section of the Fantasy District. And over there is the floating island that we started working on in the previous episode. And as you can see, the ReNDoG's been busy, baby. Now, my dudes, I've got a jam-packed episode planned for you guys today. We're going to be doing a little bit more work here on our Dragon Gorge base. And in a moment, we're going to be heading over to the shopping district to begin a little bit of a project to combat the pollution that we saw in the previous episode that is sludging its way out of that Concorp coral factory. Something needs to be done about it, and the ReNDoG's got a plan. But before we get to any of that sweet jazz, I want to take you through some of the changes that have been made out here at the Fantasy District. And for the more astute of you out there, you may have noticed that this entire area has had a massive makeover since the previous episode. For the last 6 months on this server, this area was host to a very janky wheat and sugarcane field that was feeding us in the very beginning of the series when we were living in this hole over here. Over the last few days or so, I've been working very hard to transform this area to look a little bit more in line with this fantastical floating island that we're making over here, right? We can't be making beautiful fantasy builds out here and be surrounded by super janky flower biome nonsense. So my plan for this entire area is to terraform the living jazz out of it and getting it looking absolutely fantastical. See what I did there with the fantastic and the fantasy? But seriously though, guys, I've put in a lot of work to installing a little bit of a pathway here that leads from the Fantasy District nether portal to our brand new floating island, including continuing that path on top of the island also. So we can see this path comes out here and goes all the way over the top of the island, and that has also helped to maintain the illusion that this little bit of earth was actually ripped forth from the ground by the massive dragon luring relic that we are going to be building on top of here. Now, before we head over to the shopping district to deal with a very serious sludge spill, I want to show you guys some of the changes that I've made to the floating island that we were working on in the last episode. Last time, the island was looking a little bit janky, wasn't it? There wasn't a lot of detail to it, and to be quite frank, it was looking like an ice cream cone. I've been working very, very hard over the last few days to try and make this look a little bit more authentic, and I've got so many amazing ideas from the comments in the last episode. I want to thank everybody who hit me up in the comments. You guys are absolute geniuses, man. Take a look at this. Somebody recommended adding ores into the bottom of the crater and into the top of the floating island, and that kind of shows that this bit of earth has been ripped out of the ground, right? It's separated those sort of veins of ores over here. So we've got lapis here and then lapis up there. We got some coal at the bottom of the crater, and that coal is exactly in line with the coal at the top of the floating island. We've even got some gold in here too, which we can see all the way up there also. If I had some diamond ore, I might add a couple of those too if I can get my hands on some of that jazz. But I really, really like that. I think that adds a bit of realism to this whole concept. We got a whole bunch of vines hanging off of the island also, and what I would like to do also is try a little something that was recommended to me by one of you guys, and that is to use string to stop the vines actually growing all the way down to the ground. So what we'll do is add a little bit of string at the bottom of some of these vines so that they're all at different levels, and I guess we don't really want the vines to grow all the way down because this is how we're going to be getting into our base at the bottom of this crater, so we don't want to be sort of slowed down by the vineage, so to speak. Now, I've also been doing a lot of work on the layering and the lighting of the floating island. At the end of the previous episode, there was a very clear break between the dirt at the top of the island and the smooth stone at the bottom. And what I tried to do is exactly the same thing that I did with the ore. For example, we've got a big chunk of granite in the bottom of the crater here, and that granite continues into the bottom of the floating island, and that sort of helps to add to that realism of this ground being ripped up, right? Now that the sun is down too, we can see a little bit of lighting. I've got some glowstone inside of the island covered by leaves, which really sort of makes it pop out quite nicely. And of course the crater is fully lit up too. And yeah, I've added a bunch of different features to the sides here of the island. And I guess if we do a little bit of a flyby while it is nighttime, we can see some of that lighting and some of that layering. Oh yes, that's looking so much better now, isn't it, guys? Even though the beach continues on top of the island, it's no longer a very clean break. We actually have some proper terraforming happening around the circumference of the floating island, and I think that looks really, really sweet. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of mobs spawning down there, which means I'm not really going to be able to land at the moment. So I tell you what, guys, while we wait for the next day here on the Hermitcraft server, let's head over to the shopping district and see if we can do something about that Concorp sludgeage.
Hey man, this is Ren Bob the hippie with the very important public service announcement, man. Over the last few months, man, we've been seeing some serious environmental damage happening to Hermit Island, man. And here at the Hermit Hippie Collective, man, we've only got one thing to say about it, man. This environmental damaging aggression will not stand, man. Hermit Island was once a really beautiful place, man, filled with amazing flowers and animals, man. But now that big industries like Concorp and Sahara, man, are starting to see the profits flowing in, man, we can see some serious damage being done to the environment, man. And so with this in mind, man, the Hermit Hippie Collective has decided to take some action, man. We've driven our hippie camper van, man, many thousands of miles from our jungle home, man, to come and stage a sit-in protest at the sludge flowing out of this Concorp factory, man. It is Ren Bob's sincere hope, man. That's me, man. And the entire Hippie Hermit Collective will join us in protest, man, of big industries starting to destroy our environment, man. Here at the headquarters of the protest, man, we are selling hand-woven organic sandals, man, that you can purchase for a low cost of only $1 man. These sandals, man, they're so awesome. They've been handcrafted by our fellow hippies, man, coming in a range of different colors and sizes, man. And even though they won't prevent this disgusting sludge going in between your toes, man, they're gonna look really good, and they're gonna show your solidarity, man, against big industries on Hermit Island, man. And also, we really kind of need the help, man. We ran out of gas, and we don't have any change or anything, man. If you guys got any loose change or anything like that, man, that would be really helpful, man. We don't got a lot of food left and stuff, man. We need a bit of gas, but the sandals are really awesome, man. And big industries has got to go down, man. No more sludge. No more sludge, man. No more sludge. But come and join us here in protest, man. And remember the slogan, man. This environmentally damaging aggression will not stand, man. This is Ren Bob ending this broadcast, man. And seriously though, man, please buy some sandals, man. We really need some gas money and a little bit of food, man. We're kind of starving here in the van, you know what I'm saying, man? But no more sludge. No more sludge. No more sludge. No more sludge. Buy some sandals, man. No more sludge. No more sludge, man. Seriously, buy some sandals, man. No more sludge. No more sludge.
Well, guys, I gotta say, I'm quite pleased that finally somebody here on Hermit Island is taking action against the big industries on Hermit Island that are starting to pollute our beautiful world. Concorp and Sahara going head-to-head in the economic battle, and unfortunately, the environment is beginning to feel the damage done by that little competition going on over there, and who better to take care of this than Ren Bob the hippie? He's pulled out here in his hippie van, and he has quarantined this area with peace. I don't know if peace is going to be enough to keep the sludge at bay, but I think he's doing a pretty good job so far. Let's take a closer look at Ren Bob's hippie van over here, guys, because I think it's kind of cool. Unfortunately, Ren Bob's run out of gas, and, well, he is trying to sell some sandals of solidarity to the other hermits on the server. See if he can get himself a little bit more petrol so he can move on from here. But luckily, he managed to get his van parked right over here in front of the sludge. And, well, as we can see, his van is straight out of 1972, baby. He's got his peace signs all over the place, and this is the headquarters for the Hermit Hippie Collective protest. We've got a couple of benches out here that you can come and chill and sip on a tasty beverage. Although Ren Bob is a little bit short on change at the moment, he doesn't have much food available in his van. This is where he drives his van. Of course, we've got our steering wheel, we got our gear stick, and I guess this is the handbrake, I suppose. He's even got himself a little kitchen here in his van, and well, we got some sludgeage in the basin. He's cleaned his hands, I see, after placing down the banners all around the sludge infestation. He's got an organic potato cooking in the furnace. He's even got a bit of a fridge over here, Ren Bob's cooler, with an organic apple, an organic beet, and an organic baked potato. Ren Bob keeping it nice and vegan up in this van, it looks like it. Here's Ren Bob's bedroom. He's got his record player with all his records down there. You know, some Pink Floyd, some Jimi Hendrix up in that business. And, well, here we have his wardrobe, I suppose, and a few of his hippie chests where he keeps the things that he needs to set up his banner. We got some beautiful little paintings and stuff around the place. A nice organic carrot up there. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Probably the forest where he lives at night, I suppose. And this is a beautiful ocean that at some point that he saw on his journeys. And of course, he's got his bathroom where he can close the door and do his Ren Bob business in, well, relative peace and harmony. Little bit of a view through the windows. It looks like if you are doing a business in this bathroom, a hermit might spot you, which is mildly embarrassing, but you do get to look at yourself in the mirror while you're on the loo, which actually, now that I think about it, is probably not the greatest thing. However, Ren Bob is a hippie. He's a rather strange fellow. He eats a lot of beets, and I think that has probably cooked his brain, amongst other things, if you know what I'm saying. But guys, this is the Ren Bob hippie protest against big industries here on the Hermitcraft server. I'm very excited to see if any of the hermits on the server want to join this movement of solidarity and buy a couple of sandals, because seriously, man, Ren Bob needs he needs a little bit of loose change to drive his van out of here at some point. It looks like he's running out of food at some point too. So hermits on the server, please do support Ren Bob in the name of peace and anti-sludgeage. Buy yourself some sandals, okay? They're really comfortable. I don't have a pair of myself yet, but I'm going to get around to buying some at some point. You know what I mean? When I've got a little bit of spare change and whatnot. But yeah, Ren Bob, good luck to you, my dude. You got an uphill battle against you, I think. Alright, that's enough shenanigans for today, guys. Shall we get down to some actual Minecrafting for the rest of the episode? Sounds like a plan to me, baby. This morning, during a lovely warm bath, I had a magnificent epiphany for a brand new redstone machine that I would like to build right here next to the path that leads up to the Fantasy District portal over there. This shulker box has got everything that we need to build this little machine, and as you can see, it's going to be a little bit of a small one, but over the course of the next few months, it's going to be kind of important. This lovely looking statue slash mini temple thing is what we are going to be trying to build on the Hermitcraft server, guys. And if we take a look through the glass, you might recognize what this is. It is an automatic observer block powered sugarcane farm. And, well, 1.14 is just around the corner, and things are going to be changing when it comes to trading with villagers. And now that we have an actual base on the Hermitcraft server, I think it's time we start generating ourselves some sugarcane, aka some paper, that we're going to need for trading. And as we now also have a brand new storage system, we're going to be able to automate the entire process by growing and harvesting sugarcane automagically and sending it straight into our storage system for future use. Now, over the course of the last few weeks, I've been spending a lot of time out here at our Dragon Gorge base, and guys, I'm getting super inspired by the beauty of this area, or should I say the potential beauty of this area. This island has really brought some lovely magic to this part of Hermit Island, and I want to continue making sure that whatever we make out here is going to look absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be making an automatic sugarcane farm, but at the same time we're going to be making it look absolutely awesome. We're going to make it fit into into this area, and we're going to try and tie it in to the lore that is slowly building up here with this dead dragon, right? Everything that we build out here from now on needs to have some sort of a story behind it so that the entire area is going to come together thematically, so to speak. What I've done so far for our sugarcane farm is I've installed some packed ice item aqueducts over here, and these are going to be super important. Let me throw a golden carrot in there, because these aqueducts are going to be the aqueducts that will be transporting the sugarcane all the way into our storage system. Let's see if we can keep up with that carrot. Of course, the carrot is carrying on underneath these slabs so that we can add further water sources on the aqueduct, and all the way at the end of the aqueduct, that item is going to fall down into a rather familiar area, and this is of course the item collection area for our sorting system. So the piping is done. Now we just got to do the redstone. Now, before we get all technical up in this business, guys, a quick word on the relic that I'm going to be constructing at the top of the floating island. The good news is I have a design ready to go. The bad news is it's extremely complicated to replicate in Minecraft Survival, so I need a little bit more time to practice off camera. But over the next few episodes or so, we're going to be installing a magnificent relic over here that is really going to make this fantasy district pop something fierce, baby. And make sure you get your butts back here over the next few episodes to catch that action. But for today, we have got a little bit of a mini redstone project to attempt, and that is the installation of an automatic sugarcane farm here in the area. And the first thing that we need to figure out is how to get the sugarcane into the item aqueducts. And I know exactly how to do that. The compact nature of this little circuit really pleases me, guys, and the good news is it actually works. Take a look at this. Items that go into the dropper are going to trigger a redstone pulse, which is going to be pulsing on top of this iron block and thus triggering the dropper to spit out whatever is inside it. And that means, of course, that all of the blocks that are inside the dropper are going to get spat out. We're not going to get any items trapped inside of the dropper. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I've made this in the past, but in a much jankier way. So, yay, we're getting better at redstone already. Well, that was the easy bit, guys. Now for the much more complicated, but much more interesting part of the build. We are going to try and keep this sugarcane farm as compact as possible, and for that to happen, we need to make sure that the sugarcane is growing on top of the same block that will be collecting the sugarcane that gets harvested. And to do that, we need to do a little bit of a redstone trick over here. I've got a hopper minecart on top of a rail on top of a hopper. If I break that rail over there, the sand is actually going to fall into the hopper minecart. And the reason we need that to happen is now any sugarcane that lands on top of that sand is going to get sucked up by the hopper minecart and delivered into the aqueduct. Now, as we know, sugarcane needs a water source behind it to grow, so I've just popped a water source here behind the sand hopper, and that is step one of our sugarcane machine done. Next up, automatically harvesting this jazz. You know, guys, I'm starting to understand why people love redstone in Minecraft so much. When you're able to put together a super simple circuit that does the job that you want to do in a really compact way, it feels amazing. This, my friends, is our brand new sugarcane factory that is going to be automatically harvesting sugarcane whenever this chunk is loaded. And the way that it works is really simple and really awesome. Sugarcane will grow to a maximum of 4 blocks high, and when it grows in front of that observer block over there, that observer block is going to send a redstone signal into this observer block, which is going to send a pulse into this iron block, which will pulse the piston over here. And of course, that piston is going to break the sugarcane 1 block up from its roots, so we don't actually destroy the sugarcane itself. And the way that we're going to be collecting the sugarcane, of course, is by completely encapsulating that sugarcane in blocks. And now, when we grow the sugarcane to 4 blocks high, that sugarcane is going to get broken, and the hopper minecart underneath that sand is going to suck it all up, and we just saw our dispensing unit triggering away there, pushing that sugarcane into our sorting system all the way underground somewhere over there. But the final step for this little sugarcane machine, guys, is to make it look like it belongs here in the fantasy district, because at the moment it looks super janktastic, baby. So far at our Dragon Gorge base, guys, we've been pretty good at defining the lore for each of the builds that we've been working on, but this one, I haven't quite figured out what it's all about yet. I do really like how this little shrine has turned out though, guys, and as you can see, the sugarcane is growing away inside of the machine. I've got a bit of glowstone up there too to make it look really sweet at night, and I've added a couple of bushes around here with some glowstone underneath, so it all looks kind of mysterious when the sun goes down. But as far as what this thing actually is, I'm not quite sure yet. However, it is starting to build up some ideas in my mind for what we might want to transform this whole area into. And I'm starting to think some sort of an ancient Mayan type civilization lived out here and had a massive battle with that dragon over there. And what I would like to do over the course of the coming week or so is install about 10 of these all over the place, right? And maybe we can come up with a couple of different designs, different shapes also for the sugarcane farms. And with about 10 of them scattered around the place, we should be able to generate a fair amount of sugarcane per hour here on the server. Not really interested in generating a ridiculous amount of sugarcane, but I would like to start getting some paper generated for future trading with villagers here when 1.14 arrives. This little block over here represents the aqueduct that I have dug all the way underneath this area. And if we dig away here, yes, this is where the sugarcane is arriving from our brand new little redstone build there. And as this is a super long aqueduct, we can add a bunch more of these little sugarcane farms all over the area and connect them quite easily to that main aqueduct, which will be pumping that sugarcane, of course, into our storage facility. So guys, job well done today, I think. It looks really cool when you fly past it, actually. And I'd like to take one more walk here from the Fantasy District portal to have a look at what that looks like. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it looks so cool. I mean, it just looks like some sort of a shrine or something, and it kind of works really nicely with our mysterious floating mountain over there too. So pretty cool. But guys, unfortunately, I've run out of time in today's episode. It's been a very long edited one. It's taken me a good couple of days to get this episode out to you, so I hope you did enjoy all of the Ren Bob hippie shenanigans. And if you did, how about smashing the like button for Ren Bob, and let's hope he gets a couple of those sandals sold. Thank you so much for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out from the Dragon Gorge base. My friends, we will smell you all in the next episode.